Hello and welcome to another Warhammer the Old World list review with ZenFox Games. Today we're going to be going through the lists from the Canhammer Team Tournament held in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, the first weekend in May. 8 teams of 4 players each, so not as big of teams as, say, the WTC. So I think that's resulted in the lists there being less variety because you can just sort of pretty easy for teams to just, you could run double dragon in all 4 lists if you wanted. Not that I don't think anyone did that. So I haven't gone fully through all the lists yet, but I've glanced through them and then I've sort of ranked my teams. So I'm going to be going in order that I think, reverse order of how I think people are going to finish. And I have no idea how accurate I'll be because of the team format. I'm not sure if you see something that looks a bit strange and maybe someone just has really read the meta and knows how to do pairings and is going to crush with that list. And I just don't understand. So if you see some secret sauce that I haven't identified, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Otherwise, I'll get into the list review. So the first list team we're going to review is Atomic Death Squad. We have Andrew with Vampire Counts, Andrew with Empire of Man, BJ with Dwarf Expeditionary Force, and Steve with Orcs and Goblins. And Andrew's Vampire Counts list, a Vamp on foot with the Dragon Slaying Sword, Potion of Strength, Obsidian Lodestone, Curse of the Revenant, Supernatural Horror, and Necromancy. So, yeah, Dragon Slaying Sword on foot Vampire Count. And that is his general. Okay. A White Lord, Battle Standard, Banner of the Barrows, letting him take Graveguard and Core, Tomb Banshee for the Scream, Master Necromancer, Hand of Dust, I think, is a bound Assailment spell. Scepter de Noir is a extra res, and level 2 Necromancer on foot, and another 2 Banshees, so 2 Banshees. In core, he's gone a little over 500, up to 6, with 23 Skeletons, 24 Zombies, 23 Zombies, and 22 Graveguard with Warbanner, so big Graveguard brick in there, like you'd probably expect to see. 2 units of Fellbats, and a Black Coach. Haven't seen the Black Coach yet, so I think it can turn ethereal, and is a heavy chariot that might be able to fly. I need to look that up in case we play a game. So yeah, not the full meta Vampire Count Scream list, but yeah, still Vampire Counts. Then we have Andrew's Empire of Man list. He's got a Lector with Laurels, White Cloak, a Priest of Sigmar, 2 Priests of Ulrich, a Witch Hunter, and a Wizard Lord. 8 Empire Scouts, 47 Free Company Militia, 23 State Missile Troops, 2 Mortars, and 2 Empire War Wagons. I played Andrew. There's a battle report against a similar Empire army at the last RTT. Yeah, he's got a bunch of brown spell magic items to do extra damage. The War Wagons are new. I'm interested to see how those do. And yeah, this looks like potentially a meta pick list with the mortars. Like if he plays into, what are those guys? Undead with their big blocks. Anything with big blocks, the mortars probably going to do well. And something like Orcs and Goblins with their Fanatics. He has enough shooting to potentially wipe out full Night Goblin units. And then if he does get into combat with the Free Company, they don't really care if some Fanatics crush Free Company. That's a bad return on investment. So yeah, another interesting list. BJ's Dwarves. He also was at the last RTT that I ran. It's a gyrocopter spam. So by a quick count, 20 gyrocopters, or 18 gyrocopters and 2 gyro bombers. Yeah, it's going to be tough for some lists to deal with. A lot of shots. And then, Steve's Orcs and Goblins. Weird Knob on Wyvern, with sort of a kid up for combat, actually. He's got Frenzy, he's got a magic weapon, Ed Button Hat, Effigy of Mark, so minus 1 to hit him. Yeah, it's an interesting build. Orc Big Boss, also on a boar, also Frenzy, so looking Savage Orky. Big unit of Orc Mob, additional hand weapon Frenzy, so they're going 3 attacks each. Banner Butchery. I thought that gave them Frenzy too, but Big Stabbers, Big Guns. Then you have 22 Orcs with Warbows. I really like Orcs with Warbows. 7 Orc Boilers, also Frenzy, also Big Guns, Warpaint. Can you have 2 units of Big Guns? I'm not sure. Orc Boar Chariot, 2 giants, and a Bone Grinder Giant. So three giants. Yeah, it's a lot of T6 in this list, and then a bunch of frenzied orcs. So then we get into the next team. Did I go? Why is this here? Let me double check. Chris. Okay. He's called it the A-team list, which has confused me because I just did the Atomic Death Squad. But it's the Neckbeard Sweat Slayers. So we have Chris's High Elf list, Archmage on a Skycutter, on Battle Magic, a Prince on Star Dragon with the Arm of Calder, so a 5-up board, Seed of Rebirth for a 5-up regen, and Opal Amulet for a 2-up, single-use 2-up ward save, and then a Noble with the War Banner on a horse, a unit of 5 Silver Helms with the Ruby Ring, not the Ruby Ring, the Ring of Fury, so they cast Hammerhand, another 5 Silver Helms with the Ring of Fury, another 5 Silver Helms with the Ring of Fury, unit of 5 Elven Archers, and then 6 Dragon Princes with the Cloak of Beard, so they have Terror, and an Obsidian Lodestone, unit of 6 Sisters of Avalon with the Bow of Seafarer, it's like a Strength 5 Bolt Thrower, and then 5 Sisters of Avalon, so yeah, pretty normal High Elf list. And then Jason with Beastman, and he's got a Beast Lord on a Razor Gore Chariot with the Ogre Blade and Talisman of Protection, a Great Bray Shaman with the Hag Tree Fetish, of course, Elementalism and a Power Scroll, and on a Chariot, and then a level 2 Shaman on foot with a Skin of Man, which I think is, I don't know, I think it's maybe an ambush changing thing. Then in core we have 10 Gores, 2 single Razor Gores, 2 Tuskor Chariots, 2 units of 10 Ungores with bows, and then 5 Warhounds, 2 units of 3 Dragon Ogres, and then 2 Gigantic Spawns of Chaos. So, yeah, we got the Hag Tree Shaman on Chariot, a bunch of Chariots, a bunch of little small units. With the pack for this event, there are some points for having units do stuff. Like I know one mission, if you hold terrain pieces at the end of the game, you score bonus points. So something like the Razor Gores or the Ungor herds are going to be efficient at doing that. And then he's got, some big character chariots, bunch of 6 Dragon Ogres and 2 Giant Chaos Spawn. I think that's a pretty good Beastman list. John's Orcs and Goblins, Black Orc on Wyvern with the Trousers, Potion of Toughness, Trump Shield, and Choppy Choppa. War Boss, a regular Orc War Boss on Wyvern, also Trolleye Trousers, Effigy of Mork, Enchanted Shield. So again, two pretty tanky combat orcs on Wyverns. And then a Night Goblin Odd Knob, level 4 with Ruby Ring, Idle Mork, and Wog Magic. And a Night Goblin Big Boss. He's gone for Wog, not Elementalism. So no conveyance spells on his big Night Goblin block, but some good buffs out of Wog. And of course, Itchy Nuisance. And partially I think that's probably because, so composition for this event, you can't duplicate magic items across the team. So if someone else on his team wanted the Lore Familiar, he can't take it. There's only one Lore Familiar across the whole team, only one Ruby Ring across the whole team. So something like orcs that have good magic items in basically all the different categories are a good choice because of the composition for this event. So then he's got 18 Black Orcs with the Big Red Raggedy Flag and Stubborn. And then 45 Night Goblins with the Spider Banner, and Short Bows, so Poison Shooting Block. Then 5 Orc Boars, Big Uns, and then a Mangler Squig, and 2 Dune Divers. Or is that? Yeah, that must be 2 Dune Divers. Yeah. I'd say pretty normal, strong Orcs and Goblins list. Then we have was that everyone in that team? No, we got the Stefen. Sorry, his Dwarven Mountain Hold list. Chungus Clam Slammers, Dirty Mountain Boys. We have a Thane with on Shield Bearers, Master of Gromwell, Rune of Preservation, and the Enchanted Rune. I don't even know what the Enchanted Rune is. An Anvil of Doom with the Master of Balance and 2 Runes of Spellbreaking, and then Burlock Damonson, who's the General. Then we have 16 Dwarf Warriors, vets with great weapons and shields, 15 Dwarf Warriors, not veterans, that's just the name of the champion. Great weapons and shields, 3 units of 5 Thunderers, 2 Gyros, a Grudge Thrower, a Cannon with a whole bunch of runes, 18 Iron Breakers, and then 2 units of 5 Iron Drakes, both with Troll Hammers. I know some people are really liking the Iron Breakers. It's a very tough unit to deal with. It's sort of a Death Star. And then he's got a couple supporting Dwarf Warrior units who are tough as well. So, yeah. And the Anvil. So, interesting Dwarf list. We have... now, see, I keep... Okay, so that was the Neckbeard Sweat Slayers. Then we have the Green Mountain Boys. See, some of those lists threw me off because just with the team names. But Green Mountain Boys is Anthony with Lizardmen, George with Tomb Kings, Joshua with Warriors of Chaos, and Steven with Kingdoms of Bretonia. So this is a very common group of teams at this tournament. Lizardmen is a bit unique, so let's check it out. So Anthony's Lizardman list, he's got the Slann Mage Priest with the War Banner, the Ruby Ring, Transcendent Healing, which I think is at regen, and then Necromancy, Source Old Blood on foot with an Ogre Blade and Paymaster's Coin, Skink Priest on foot with Battle Magic, which probably using that to Arcane Vessel the Slann's magic through him, 11 Temple Guard, 10 Saurus, 10 Skinks with Javelins, 12 Skinks with Javelins, 10 Skinks with Javelins, 2 Bastiladons, a unit of Cold Wind Riders with Drilled, and then an Ancient Stegodon with an Engine of the Gods. So, yeah, three dinosaur monsters with magic missiles, and then the Slann as well. So putting out a lot of magic missile shooting, and then the Skinks as well with their poison, and then a couple counterattack units, the Cold Wind Riders, and then the Temple Guard with the Old Blood will hit hard as well. So yeah, an interesting Lizardman list. George's Tomb Kings, Grand Army. We have a Tomb King on Bone Dragon with the Armed Destiny and Relic of the Desert Sun. A High Priest, level 4 with Lore Familiar, Warding Sprint, and Serpent Staff and Illusion. So Serpent Staff, I think it's like a magical great weapon that only the High Priest can take. So he's looking for a Doppelganger, casting Spectral Doppelganger, as well as Miasmic Mirage and the other one, Column of Crystal. Then we have a Royal Herald. So the Battle Standard Bearer with Band of the Desert Winds, which gives a unit reserve move, which makes sense because he can't take the reserve move spell on the High Priest if he has the Lore Familiar, the signature spell. Then we got a Necrotect with Emblem of the Serpent, and then a Mortuary Priest with Elementalism, another res, and you might roll Plague of Rust or Trial Mystical Pathways, or you might just switch to the signature spell. So he's got 27 Tomb Guard with halberds, shields, drilled, and the Icon of the Sacred Eye. So with the Necrotech in there, giving them poison and hatred and +1 attack, and then the Royal Herald in there with the Great Weapon, letting them reserve move, and the High Priest in there with the Illusion Caster. That is going to be a good points denial unit. It's going to be tough for people to take that on. 6 Skeleton Archers as a detachment, 2 Tomb Swarms, just a little ambusher unit, 2 Tomb Scorpions, no ambush on them, and then 2 Necrosphinxes. So, yeah, Dragon and 2 Necrosphinxes to fly out there and do damage, and then a big points denial brick that will be tough for anyone to get through. Very scary in combat. I think the Icon of the Sacred Eye gives them +1 weapon skill. So yeah, it makes sense. The Chaos Grand Army from Joshua. We've got the Chaos Lord with the Mark of Miracle on the Dragon, with 3 Favors of the Gods, the Brazen Collar, the Army of Meteoric Iron, and the Talisman of the Carrion Crow, and the Enchanting Aura. Talisman of the Carrion Crow, I believe, gives him poison and regen. And then, so he's going to be a 5-up, 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 with Strikes Last and -2 Magic Res. Mark of Miracle, so very tanky dragon build. Yeah, just a great weapon. And then Sorcerer Lord on Steed with the Spell Familiar and the Infernal Puppet. Mark of Tzeentch and Dark Magic. Then 8 Forsaken of Slash, 8 Forsaken of Slash, 6 Forsaken of Corn, and then 6 Marauders of Chaos Undivided. So for the Sorcerer Lord to hang out with. Then 2 units of 3 Dragon Ogres and a Giant Chaos Spawn of Nurgle. So yeah, pretty normal Chaos build. Maybe he's leaned a bit more into tanking things with his dragon, but I mean, it's still going to do lots of damage. Then we have Steve, Bretonnian Grand Army. He's gone for a Duke on Royal Pegasus with the Anointed Armor, Healing Potion, Gauntlet of the Duel, and Virtue of Heroism. So Monster Slayer and Killing Blow. Great Weapon instead of Lance, which is interesting. Prophetess on Illusion with Sword of the Stout-Hearted, Royal Pegasus, and level 4. I didn't even know you could put a Prophetess on a Royal Pegasus. And again, potential to do an Illusion build, or go for Spectral Doppelganger. And then another Prophetess, level 4 Royal Pegasus, the Prayer Icon of Quenelle, which extends Dispel range and +1 to Dispel hexes, I believe. And then the Falconhorn on Battle Magic. So 2 level 4s in a Bretonnian list, which I feel like you don't see very often. And then 3 units of 6 Mounted Knights of the Realm. You're required 10 Peasant Bowmen. And then 6 Pegasus Knights with the Banner of Chalon. Ooh, that's either... I think that's no stand and shoot against them. And then 2 Field Trebuchets. So sort of similar to the sort of standard Exiles build, but Trebuchets instead of the Bombards, and more magic heavy. And then Alex's Double Master Triple Wolf, Empire of the Man, Order of the White Wolf, Knightly Order Army. Have I moved on to the next list? Yes. So then this is 10 from the back. The next team, I believe that they have a Francophone podcast or YouTube channel. So go check that out. Yeah. But they've got Alex with Empire Man, Eric with Bretonnia, Maxime with Warriors of Chaos, and Sebastian with Tomb Kings. So Alex's White Wolf list. We've got a Chapter Master on Order of the White Wolf on Bard Warhorse. Yep. With your Wolfhammer, your Witch Hunter's Ward, and your Ring of Talos. So 2 Magic Res and an optional 5-up board save, cast Oaken Shield or whatever it's called. And then Chapter Master with the Tapestry of Sigmar's Triumph. Ooh, I think that's the new one, and I don't know what it does. And another Witch Hunter's Ward, so another 2 Magic Res on a unit. Then 2 Priests of Ulrich mounted, 2 units of 5 Empire Knights with Wolf Hammers and Drilled, and then a unit of 8 Inner Circle Knights with Stubborn and Wolf Hammers, and then another unit of 8 Inner Circle Knights in Special, which is 573 in Core. Another unit of 8 Inner Circle Knights with Stubborn, Wolf Hammers, and then 3 units of 3 Demigryph Knights with... I don't know. Are they all Demigryphs? Yep, they're all Demigryphs with Wolf Hammers. That is a lot of attacks. So everything has Fear's Charge, and the 2 big Inner Circle units are going to be Magic Rates -2 if that's where the characters go, which I assume it is. And then your Priests of Ulrich are going to be casting, trying to cast the multi-damage 2 spells. Yeah, that's a lot of Armored Horsemen and Demigryph Riders with a lot of attacks come in right at you. So yeah, interested to see how an Empire of Man list does. I haven't seen a Knightly Ordered list played yet. That looks strong. Then we have Eric's Kingdom Bretonnia list, a Duke on Hippogriff with the Mantle of the Damsel Elena and the Grommel Great Helm and the Virtue of Heroism. So he's got a 2-up armor save rolling 1s. Ooh, Mantle of the Damsel Elena, I think, ignores multi-damage. Virtue of Heroism is Monster Slayer and Killing Blow. Then we have the Prophetess, Royal Pegasus, Prayer Icon of Quenelle, Sword of Stout-Hearted, and Illusion. So same build as we saw before, which is interesting. And then the Green Knight, of course, although that's the first Green Knight we've seen. Then in Core we have 10 Mounted Knights of the Realm with Antlers of the Great Hunt and the War Banner. I think that gives them move through cover. 36 Men-at-Arms with all the characters including the Blessed Triptych for Stubborn. 4 Pegasus Knights with the Banner of Chalon. Again, I'm pretty sure that's no stand and shoot. And then 5 Grail Knights with the Falconhorn of Edmund. That's interesting. My reading is that the Falconhorn has to be on a character, just with the wording of it, but I guess it's okay. Then we have Maxime's Warriors of Chaos. We have a Sorcerer Lord on foot, level 4, Mark of Zinch, Infernal Puppet, Ruby Ring, Spell Familiar, and Battle Magic. And then the Chaos Lord on Dragon, Mark of Nurgle, Great Weapon, Brazen Collar, Crown of Everlasting Conquest, which is the extra ward save, but stupidity, I think. And then, yeah, 3 Favors of the Gods and the Enchanting Aura, so strikes last. And then in core we have 30 Marauders. Mark of Chaos is listed, but it doesn't say which one. They have flails. 17 Warriors of Chaos with Hand Weapon Shield. And Mark of Tzeentch is his caster must have been Mark of Tzeentch. So he's going to be getting +1 to cast from that unit. And then 5 Chaos Warhounds with Vanguard, 5 Chaos Warhounds with Vanguard, 5 Chaos Warhounds with Vanguard. And 2 units of 3 Dragon Ogres in Special. So yeah, lots of 2 units of 3 Dragon Ogres with no champions, which is interesting. And yeah, I mean, they're obviously a very strong unit, so it makes sense that people are taking lots of them. Let me just check. Exciting. Warhounds. Oh yeah, they all can have Vanguard. And what was I wondering before? What the Crown of Everlasting Conquest does. I feel like I haven't seen that magic item that much. Just a 5+ regeneration rule. Okay, and no stupidity. I was wrong. Okay, so it makes sense. So super tanky, another super tanky Chaos Lord. And then Sebastian's. What are we looking at? Tomb Kings here. Is it? And I think it must be a Mortuary Cult. Because he doesn't have. Oh no, he's got Tomb King General. Okay. So High Priest level 4 Elementalism, Lore Familiar there. So going to be doing some Telemistical Pathwaying. A Mortuary Piece with level 2 and the Amulet of the Serpent. So that's is Poison. Royal Herod Battle Standard Bearer in a Chariot with the Armor Steel over Steel and the Icon of Rulership. And then a Tomb King on the Dragon with the Armor Meteoric Iron, 2 Obsidian Lodestones, and the Talisman of Protection. So yeah, more of a tanky Tomb King dragon, but no Armor of Ages. 48 Skeleton Archers, 5 Skeleton Chariots. Assume that the Battle Standard Bearer goes in there too, with the Icon of the Sacred Eye. Then a little unit of 8 Skeleton Skirmishers. Then 6 Ushabti with Great Bow and a Casket of Souls. So yeah, good, strong, standard Tomb King list. And so those were my. Last time I did a list review, I rated lists as fun or filthy. This is a very competitive tournament, I would say. So all the lists are filthy. Those are my slightly diluted filth lists, and then I'll go into my full-on filthy lists now. Okay, now we're on to the pure unmitigated filth. Although, yeah, so I sort of feel like all the teams before that felt like they were maybe a bit constrained by the lists players like to play, or they didn't have access to all the armies. And now we're sort of getting into the lists where, they've really tried to pick for the meta. So then we have my team, Cats of War. We maybe don't fit into this. We were constrained a bit by the armies people play, and I feel like our team and 10 from the back are probably very much on the same level. But I feel like you gotta back ourselves, rank us higher. Except for voting for best painted. Don't vote for yourself for best painted. That's just weird. So Cats of War, we have Andrew on Wood Elves, Derek on Orcs and Goblins, Francois on Vampire Counts, and me on High Elves. So Andrew's Wood Elf list. He was going back and forth. This was the list we were probably most unsure about on the team, but he's enjoying playing it. So, and it doesn't conflict with the other lists at all. So he's taken the Glade Lord on Dragon with the Armor of Destiny, so a 4-board save, Fundament of Mischiefs, and Annoyance of Lightnings. So tanky in a challenge, Glade Lord on Dragon. A Spellweaver on Warhawk with the Oaken Stave, so it really can shut down magic, very mobile, and he can avoid the Bretonnian matchups that shut down the Warhawk. Then he's got his Waystalker with the Bow of Lorn, 15 Glade Guard with the Band of Midsummer's Eve, 2 units of 6 Glade Riders with Reserve Move and Poison, 2 units of 6 Deepwood Scouts, a mix of Arcane Bodkins and Hagbane, and then 5 more Glade Riders with Hagbane, 3 units of Great Eagles to chaff up things, and then 5 Waywatchers with Arcane Bodkins. So, yeah, more of an avoidance list with a bunch of poison shooting. They can try and shut down some of the meta lists, the big dragons. We have Derek's Orcs and Goblins. He's gone for a Goblin Odd Knob level 4 with the Lore Familiar, Elementalism, Power Scroll, Night Goblin Odd Knob, level 4 on Wog, Night Goblin Big Boss, War Banner, Battle Standard Bearer, a Night Goblin War Boss on Cave Skig with a Charmed Shield, and then 61 Night Goblins with Short Bows, Fanatics, and the Spider Banner, 2 units of 30 Night Goblins with Hand Weapon Shield and 3 Fanatics each, a unit of 6 Snotlings, 3 units of 5 Squig Hoppers, and then 2 Doom Divers and 2 Rock Lobbers. So yeah, more of a gunline-y Night Goblin army, backed up with a bunch of magic. Hopefully it does well. Francois' Scream list. We just leaned into as many Screams as we can. So he's got a Necromancer, Master Necromancer level 4, Mortis Engine, Spell Familiar, Crown of the Damned, Necromancy, 2 Tomb Banshees, and then the Strigoi Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. Then in core, 2 units of 10 Crypt Ghouls, 2 units of 3 Bat Swarms, 2 units of 5 Direwolves. In special, 2 units of 3 Fellbats, and then in rare, 2 Terrorgeists. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The full 6 Scream list. Again, hope it does well because it's on our team and I don't want to have to fight it. Then we have my High Elf and Bretonnian list. So composition rules here. Again, I think that this is the first time we've seen allies. You can take your allies, but you only have 1,000 points for characters, so total. So if you're taking allies, you have to take less characters in your main force. So I've gone for the Prince on Star Dragon with a great weapon, Dragon Helm, 2 Opal Amulets, the Seed of Rebirth, and the Talisman of Protection. So pretty tanky, not full tank. He's only going to be a 3-up armor save in combat. 3-up, 5-up, 5-up, and then 2 single-use 2-up ward saves. Hopefully cancel out some of those cannons or heroic killing blows. An Archmage on Steed, level 4 with Silvery Wand, Pure of Heart and Battle Magic. A unit of 6 Silver Helms with the Ring of Fury and a Standard. A unit of 6 Silver Helms with the Ring of Fury. 6 Silurian Reavers with the Lore Master's Cloak. And then in rare, 7 Sisters of Avalorn with the Ruby Ring and Stubborn. And then a Lothran Skycutter. And then my allied contingent is a Duke on Barded Pegasus with the Falconhorn and Fredimund and a great weapon. So at 249 points. So the max you can spend on your allied character detachment is 250 points. So I can't even afford to give him a shield. So he's just a great weapon. And then 10 Peasant Bowmen and then 8 Mountain Knights of the Realm. And yeah, I have to buy this many knights in order to get 249 non-character points to spend 249 points on the character. I think the Falconhorn is just amazing. None of us on the team wanted to just play Bretonnians, though. It probably would have fallen to me to do it, but my Bretonnians aren't painted, and I didn't feel like I would have time to get them fully hobbied up. So, yeah, we got a Star Dragon running around with the Duke coming along for the ride, his sidekick, and then a bunch of cavalry. So hopefully it does well. It's doing well in a few practice games, but it hasn't faced the pure filth that we're going to see at this tournament. So, whoops, that's the wrong one. Then we're looking at, so that's my team. Then we're at Mly Crude. The Mly Crude podcast is going to do a list review as well episode, so go check that out. I think that Kevin had to pull out because of some family commitments, so they've had to fill in. But they're really mostly they're running the tournament, but they'll be there in spirit. So we have Brent on Beastman. He's got the Doom Bull, Bedazzling Helm, Slug Skin, and Charm Shield. Ooh, is that a double -2 to hit? Savage. Great Bray Shaman on foot with the Hagtree Fetish, the Ruby Ring, level 4 in Elementalism, a War Gore on Cherry with Battle Standard Bearer. Then we got 29 Gores with the Vitriolic Totem, 5 Minotaurs, and 5 Chaos Warhounds. And then special, we've got 3 Dragon Ogres with a Shartak, 5 Harpies, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, the Blackened Plate and Biting Blade, and then a Jabberslythe. Ooh, there's a lot of Dragon Ogres at this tournament. Then we have Cleary with, is this? I think it must be Expeditionary Force. Yeah. So we've got an Engineer with Master and Bursting Flame and the Rune of Rapid Fire, and an Expeditionary Marksman as his general. So that's the Gun Engineer, not quite the Gun Thane, but yeah, so he doesn't have the Rune of Accuracy, but he's an Expeditionary Marksman, so I think he ignores moving and shooting maybe, or long range. Then we have 9 Rangers with crossbows and great weapons shields and throwing axes, and then 8 Rangers, and then 2 units of 2 Scout Gyros, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cannons all with function over form, one with the rune of reloading, 2 gyros in a unit with a cloud gun, a single gyro with a cloud gun, 2 more scout gyros, 2 organ guns with function over form, and then 4 doom seekers. That looks quite scary. Lots of things. Right, very much a meta pick. That's a lot of cannons to be shooting at a lot of dragons that are here. And then his most expensive unit is 141 points. So going to be tricky for those dragons to make up their points eating things, just because there's going to be lots of little units fleeing away. And then the dupe seekers, I'm imagining, are going to be close to the units to run in and challenge and make the dragon fight them, kill them, not kill the unit, and then you don't get the points for doom seekers anyways. So yeah, looks like a very much a teams list. I really like it. Then we have Daniel with Chaos. He's got the Chaos Lord on the dragon with the Mark of Nurgle, the Ogre Blade, 3 favors of the gods, Blazing Collar, Enchanting Aura. So the more killy Dragon Lord. That might be the first one we've seen with the Ogre Blade, which is quite surprising. Then we've got a Sorcerer Lord on Steed, Mark of Tzeentch, Spell Familiar, Infernal Puppet, 2 favors of the gods, and the Brazen Collar. 10 Chaos Knights with the Icon of Darkness. 2 units of 5 Warhounds with Vanguard, and then 7 Forsaken of Slaanesh. And then 1 Dragon Ogre Shartak, then 4 Dragon Ogres in a unit, and then the Gigantic Spawn of Nurgle. That's, to me, is like a very standard competitive Chaos list. It's sort of what I think people have in mind preparing for this tournament, what Chaos was going to bring. Then we have Nicholas with Tomb Kings, Mortuary Cults. He's got a High Priest with Bone Dragon, Lord Familiar, Serpent Staff on Illusion. A High Priest, and that's the general. Another High Priest on foot with Elementalism, and then a Mortuary Priest with the Amulet of the Serpent on Elementalism. And then Corey's got 5 Ushabti with Great Bows, 3 Tomb Swarms. They're going to get killed for pluses to cast. 46 Skeleton Archers, so big poison TMPing Archer block. 7 Skeleton Horse Archers to get in the way. Unit of 2 Necro Serpents with the Terrors Below. And then 2 Tomb Scorpions, and then another 5 Ushabti with Great Bows, and then a Casket of Souls. So, some pretty horrible shooting coming out of the Tomb King Mortuary Cult list. He doesn't have Necromancy to make the Casket even stronger, so potentially he's going to be going more for the -1 to hit aura. And then, yeah, a whole bunch of shots that are hard to kill. Then we have... Oops, I messed that up again. So is that everyone in Mly Crude? Let me see. Yep. So then we are on to the Squarbace team, the community contributor podcast team. So we have Peter from Old World Charm podcast on Mortuary Cults. We have Robert Symes from the Honest Wyoming Game Bear and Squarebase on Warriors of Chaos. We have Shane Hall on Bretonian Exiles, and he helps run the Squarebase online tournaments and some of the in-person ones as well. And then Val Heffelfinger on Vampire Counts from Squarebase. So, Peter's Tomb King list, he's got the level 4 General Illusion, Serpent Staff, Warding Splint, Lore Familiar, the level 4 High Priest and Elementalism, a Mortuary Priest with level 2 Elementalism, Amulet of the Serpent, and 50 Skeleton Archers, 5 Skeleton Skirmishers, 3 Tomb Swarms, and 6 Ushabti for his core. Then he's bought 2 Necro Sphinxes, 3 Tomb Scorpions, and a Casket of Souls. So again, horrible shooting coming out of this list against all those big dragons. And yeah, 2 Necro Sphinxes to go out there and kill stuff. I think, yeah, very strong list. Rob's Chaos. He's got the Chaos Lord on Dragon. Mark of Chaos Undivided, which is interesting. Ogre Blade, 3 favors of the gods, the Brazen Collar, and the Enchanting Aura. So again, pretty standard build. Interesting, he didn't go Nurgle. Sorcerer Lord, Demonic Mount, Mark of Tzeentch level 4, Infernal Puppet, and 2 favors of the gods. Again, pretty standard Sorcerer Lord build. 2 units of 5 Warhounds with Vanguard, 9 Forsaken of Slaanesh, 9 Forsaken of Slaanesh, 7 Marauder Horsemen with Mark of Tzeentch, Flail Marauder Horsemen to guard the Sorcerer Lord, 3 Dragon Ogres, no characters, and then 2 Gigantic Spawns of Chaos. Yeah, very what you expect to see from Chaos. It's definitely a tough list. Shane's Bretonian Exiles, which is this the first Exiles list we've seen? Potentially. He's got the Green Knight. He's got the Baron with the Exiles Vow, Virtue of Knightly Temper, Frontier Axe, Gromwell Gate Helm, Charm Shield. So no Monster Slayer, but a whole bunch of multi-win 2 attacks. An Outcast Wizard with the Flame Strike on, so an extra Fireball at level 3 on Battle Magic. Then a Paladin, Battle Standard Bearer with the Falconhorn. Yep. And then 6 Mounted Knights, 2 units of 10 Peasant Bowmen Skirmishers, big unit of 32 Yeoman Guard with the War Banner and the Blessed Triptych, and then 6 Pegasus Knights with the Banner of the Zealous Knights, so they're vanguarding up. The Baron's going to go in there, and probably the Paladin too. Then 2 Border Princes Bombard and a Trebuchet. So yeah, gun line with a points denial block, and then a very scary vanguarding Pegasus unit. So yeah, that to me is sort of your typical Bretonnian Exiles list. The competitive list that's running around right now. Val brought Vampire Counts. We have Master Necromancer on Mortis Engine, level 4, Spell Familiar, Scepter de Noir, Crown of the Damned. Master Necromancer on foot with level 4 Necromancy, Spell Familiar, and Skull Staff. 2 Tomb Banshees, and then the White Lord, Battle Standard Bearer with Helm of Commandment. Then in core, he's got 26 Graveguard with the Drakenhof Banner, Great Weapon and Drilled, 21 Zombies, 3 Spirit Hosts, and then 8 Blood Knights with a Castellan full plate drilled. No Magic Banner, but a Standard Bearer. So again, I'd say pretty... He's got 3 Screams, and the big Blood Knights are super scary, and the Graveguard are tough to get points off of. So yeah, looks good. And then, so that was the Squarbace team. Again, I no way feel like these guys were constrained with the list they were bringing. They were very selective. So they're going to be, and they're, all good players. It's going to be tough to beat. And then we have the last team, which is FFS. And we have Brett on Vampire Counts, Danny on Tomb Kings, Eddie on Bretonnian Exiles, and Ryan on Beastmen Brayherds. And I was just going to flip over to the oldworldrankings.com to look at the Masters list. And who do we have here but Brett and Danny? And let's see if we can find Eddie. I know Eddie, I think, just came. Yeah, there's Eddie. I think he just came first or second at the Square-based tournament in Toronto. So, yeah, it's looking like a pretty stacked team. Brett has Master Necromancer, Mortis Engine, Spell Familiar, Scepter of Danor, Crown of the Damned. Then another level 4 Master Necromancer and Illusion with the Sword of the Kings and Spell Familiar. Then a Tomb Banshee, and then a White Lord, Battle Standard Bearer with the Accursed Armor. He's gone for 11 Black Knights. Oh yeah, the White Lord's on a horse. With his 11 Black Knights. Instead of the Graveguard, they've got Standard Bearer, Musician, and Hell Knight. Then 7 Direwolves, and then 2 units of 20 Zombies with the Standard. Then a Corpse Cart with the level 1, and then 9 Blood Knights with the Drakenhof Banner and full plate. And it's not showing Drilled. I'm not sure if Drilled comes with them naturally or not. So again, only 2 Screams, but 2 very powerful cavalry units, and a whole bunch of magic. So, looks like a good vampire list. Danny's brought Tomb Kings. He's got a High Priest on Bone Dragon with level 4 Elementalism, Warring Splinlet, and a Hieratic Jar. Royal Herald, Battle Standard Bearer with the Amulet of the Serpent. A Tomb King on the Bone Dragon with the Great Weapon, Armor of Destiny, and Potion of Toughness. So 4 boards, he hasn't gone for Armor of Ages. But two dragons, my nemesis. 39 Skeleton Archers, so they're going to be poison shooting. 3 units of 3 Skeleton Chariots, which are interesting. There's quite a few more Skeleton Chariots in these Tomb King armies than I'm used to seeing. And then 2 Necrosphinxes. So yeah, double dragon, double Necrosphinx. It's like the army I've had the most problems with. We'll see if I end up facing against something similar, and if the Falconhorn can help me out, hopefully. Then we have Eddie on, is it actually Errantry? I don't even know how to tell. No, it's Exiles. We have a Baron on Royal Pegasus with the Grommel Great Helm, Frontier Axe, Virtue Knight, Temper, your standard Baron build. The Green Knight, an Outcast Wizard level 3 with the Paranicon of Quenelle, so extended Dispel range and battle magic. And then a Paladin with the Banner of Shalom. And the Falconhorn on a Royal Pegasus. All looks pretty standard. 32 Yeoman Guard in core. A unit of 11 Peasant Bowmen. And then 10 Mounted Knights of the Realm with full command. And then 6 Pegasus Knights with the Band of Zealous Knight, full command. So again, same unit as we saw before, except he's going to have the Banner of Shalom in there in the Pegasus unit. With the 6 Pegasus and the 2 characters. Ugh, I'm already dreading fighting this. And then 2 Border Prince Bombards. So pretty standard looking Exiles list. Then we have the Beastman list from Ryan. He's got Rasputin, the Great Brave Shaman, with Hagtree Fetish, the Ruby Ring, and Elementalism, level 4 Wizard on foot. Jeremy, the Great Brave Shaman, with a level 4 Lord Familiar and Elementalism, so he's going to be doing some Travel Mystical Pathwaying. And then another Brave Shaman, level 2, with the Jagged Dagger and Demonology. And then a War Gore with the Battle Standard Bearer with the Vitriolic Totem, Pelt of the Dark Young, and a Gnarled Hide on foot. I really need to. There's a lot of Beastmen at this tournament, and I need to read their army lists because I've only fought against them once. And then a Gore Bowl with the Arm of Meteor Iron, Talisman of Protection, and Slug Skin with a great weapon. So then we have 28 Gores with additional hand weapons and the Totem of Rest. We have 42 Ungores with short bows. So 1 teleporting poison shooting block, and then 1 big combat block. 6 Gores with additional hand weapons and ambushers. That's, I think, a great pick in this tournament, because that cheap ambushing unit that's going to mess up those bombards on the back line or the Casket of Souls or whatever. And then we have 2 single Dragon Ogre Shartax with great weapons, and then 2 Gigantic Spawns of Nurgle. And I believe that is it. So yeah, I don't actually know any of these guys personally, but they've all put up good results, and they've picked their forces with care. Hopefully someone else with more data and data collecting and display skills can let me know, can let us all know what the sort of the faction and unit breakdown was. I would say more Beastmen than I was expecting to see. I don't know if that's a meta pick because of the spell that kills dragons, or if people just have them or like them or excited about them because their Arcane Journal's coming out. But yeah, lots of Beastmen, lots of Vampires, lots of Tomb Kings, lots of Bretonnians, lots of Warriors of Chaos. Sort of think there's most generic team is in terms of composition is the Squarbace team, like Warriors, Bretts, Mortuary Cult, and Vampire Counts. I sort of think that would be my top. Those would be your 4 most powerful armies in the game right at this point, I would say. But I do think some people have have made some very interesting meta picks, knowing that it's a team tournament and they can potentially skew matchups, like Cleary's Expeditionary Force with the 6 cannons. It's going to mess things up. I'm almost surprised someone didn't go do something similar with Empire with the Great Cannons. Potentially that might be that Bretonnian Exiles almost do it as well, and you get a crazy Pegasus unit, where like Shane has 2 cannons and a Stone Thrower. And then I would say, yeah, good showing of Orcs and Goblins and Beastmen, and then you got a couple High Elf lists, couple Empire lists. Yeah. So, thanks for watching this longer than usual show, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of the lists that are showing up, and I guess of my predicted placings of the teams, considering that I don't really know anything. Okay, thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.